Okay, this is the one that I did a previous video on, but I decided to go ahead and embellish it and add a closure. So first of all, the closure I added basically just used some duct tape that I used to cover the front, and just put that around the back, and a braided or crocheted multi-cord cotton yarn to make a bow for the closure. So this is the closure. And the reason I decided to go ahead and do a closure is because after I embellished it, it started to kind of it didn't flop open, but I could tell that if someone were to get hold of this and add their own personal spin on it after I've already partially embellished it, that it was going to get fatter. So went ahead and did a yarn tie closure so it can grow with its future owner. So in the front, I took an embossed cardstock, did some inking. I've learned from treasure books, ink, ink, ink. These are just little note papers that I folded in half so they would fit in here. So every one of these signature pages has some form of pocket or additional writing space. And this is a bookmark that I'll just put in with it. I couldn't really find one that really matched the color. I had another one that was green, but and I may change it out. I've got a bunch that are just the right size and that are somewhat complementary colors. So for now, I'll keep this one in here. Before, I was using bookmarks everywhere to embellishing for some of the junk journals I tried to make before. I'm going to stop doing that and just make sure that if I'm adding embellishments, that they're either writing spots or something that the person can use. And I already mentioned the writing board, so I'll just show you what I did on the different pages. So on this side, again, embossed cardstock, took a gold Sharpie and kind of marked up or painted up the relief areas. And these are just blank writing spots in there. And it's just glued on three sides and stenciled some flowers on the edges. Same thing here. This is craft paper with yellow paper. And the yellow paper was die cut to get flowers out of it. So I took the flower die cut, put it on top of the craft paper, did a wiggly cut here and a tear cut here, and used metallic Sharpie to highlight the leaves and red metallic Sharpie to highlight the flowers, and then just put regular clear tape over the top of it to give it a scrapbooky feel. And these are just blank writing spots that are tucked in the pocket. And again, similar treatment. This one, however, just inked around the edges, just a pink cardstock, and stenciled some flowers. And you can open it up to a writing spot. I did not ink the inside. I think I forgot to. I probably meant to, but forgot to. I'm still getting used to the habit of inking and how best to do it and what ways it works best. But it's also a pocket, so you've got some Hello Kitty memo paper here that you can write on. And again, I used the B7000 glue that I'd mentioned in the previous video. So these are very snug. One of them, I kind of had the idea to scooch it in a little bit to give it a little bit more room. But I think the fact that they're snug kind of means that you can't go too crazy with sticking stuff in it. Here is another example of the same die cut as before, but on orange paper instead of the yellow paper, orange cardstock. So I just took the cut around the die cut, put it on the black backing, and then again highlighted the leaves with green metallic and the flower petals with red metallic. And it's also a pocket, so I don't think I made this one a pocket. Yeah, that's not a pocket. So it's also a pocket. So there's just some paper and cardstock writing spaces there. And again, this one is I got a bunch of frame die cuts from Sizzix. They had this huge sale earlier this year. This is just me testing out all the different frames that I got. I've still got more that I need to test, and I'll build up my stock of pieces and parts. But this is just one of the offcuts from that frame, and then I made it and glued it around three sides and just made it a pocket for cardstock for extra journaling spaces. Here, I just took a piece of craft paper, another frame offcut, and a butterfly die cut, and glued that down, made it a pocket, and put graph paper inside for additional writing spots or notes or whatever. And here, again, another cardstock card. Well, actually, this isn't cardstock. This is just yellow paper that's just inked around the edges, stencil here, and you can open it up to additional writing spots. And these are all cardstock little note cards that you can also use for additional writing spots. And here again, one that folds open, craft paper, orange frame from Offcut. And then I totally missed the middle. I was trying to get these rose stencils in the middle, but as you can see, I did not make it. But there's two pockets on this one. There's a pocket, in addition to the opening it up and doing some, there's a very, very snug pocket here behind the craft paper, and a larger pocket, which is also very snug here behind the cardstock. And that's probably more than needs to go in there. I tried to put 3 or so sheets in each one, but that may be too many. Oh, and I forgot to put something in this pocket, so I could do that now. So just black cardstock, one of the frame offcuts, rose stencil, open it up. Since it's black paper, and I don't know if a lot of people have the markers and whatnot that write on black paper, so I just pasted cardstock in here for a journaling spot, or you can put a picture there, or do whatever you want with it. But for writing spots, let's see. Well, they're all snug, so I'm only going to try one. And I think it's... Did I leave it up? Yeah, I did leave it up. I'm going to do the folding thing. And I do this because the other side is white, and I don't want to leave it completely blank. But I also don't want to have it be too thick to actually fit in there. And I think I'm going to need to tear this down to size so it doesn't stick out over the edge. So I'll just put 2 in. Where's my ruler? I'll just take maybe inch off the top. Both of them. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay. So that would be a little bit rougher. This way it's got something in it so that the recipient knows it's an actual pocket. It's a snug pocket, but it is an actual pocket. Okay, so that's that one. And then this one is just no embellishment, no fold or anything like that. I tried to stamp, I had some gold ink pad that is on its very last legs, and you can barely discern that that is supposed to be roses after 2 or 3 tries to try to get the clear stamp to actually manifest. So I just need to do something else with that particular stamp pad because I'm either going to have to recharge it or toss it. I've got 3 others because I knew that it was running out, but it is what it is. So that's there. That's the gold sticker stamp, not stickers. The gold stamp is the only thing I put on there. I may find a rose sticker that I can put in on top of that so that it becomes like a highlighting effect. I don't know. I'm just not completely satisfied with where it is right now. And just some note papers for journaling spots that you can pull out of that pocket. And next, again, another pocket, more offcuts, rose stencil. I did a lot of edge inking. I think I'm liking it now. I'm getting more into the habit. Now I understand the effect it has on visual appeal of things. I think I like it more now. So also another pocket with some additional journaling spots there in addition to this one. And here I had a strip that was I'm using offcuts for most of this. I had a strip that was too narrow to make a single pocket. So I made 2, one that folds, well, they both fold this way. So I cut the strip that I had in half, and then they both fold this way. And again, black paper, so I put some extra cardstock in there, and extra cardstock here is a journaling spot, and it's also a pocket. And this one is also a pocket. And like I said, these pockets are very snug. And these 2, again, I had die cut butterfly offcuts, and this was just left over from a journal that I tried to stuff with just torn paper, and I decided to go back and use something with more space to write on. So you've got the inside of the card as well as just, this is just embellishment. There is no pocket here. But up here, you've got little pieces of paper, and they are folded. So you could turn this into a little notebook, or you could just leave it like it is and have it look like a boutonniere or a tie that the guys put in their pockets or something like that. And on this side, same thing, except that this time the card opens, I think both of these, yeah. The other cards I had flipping up, but these cards open to the side. This one opens to the side, torn paper, and then just the butterfly embellishment and the same folded 3 pieces of yellow paper. And here, another pocket that opens to the side, cardstock, and then the butterfly that is so narrow that it's very, very difficult to get it to stick down without sticking to itself, and the papers around it, and more folded pieces of yellow paper, just yellow copier weight paper. And I think this is the second to last card. So another card, again, not very good at gauging what the middle is, so rows on the top, rows on the bottom, and try to do a rows in the middle on the offcut for the frame. Didn't quite go as planned, but I'm not going to tear it out and try again. It's got it permanent in there now. And I guess that's a good lesson to do the individual card separately before I post it in here. That way I have the option to change direction if something goes horribly wrong with it. And last but not least, and these I made to actually stick out from the top and the bottom. This is, again, oh, come on. And that was, like I said, that was the problem with some of the glue. Even after it dries, it's still kind of tacky. So I was trying to find all the places it was in sticking and scrape them off, but I think I missed some because this was kind of hard to open. So cardstock, this is the bottom of this one, actually. That's why this one's got so much more in it. But this one is not glued along the bottom, so the paper goes all the way through. And I intentionally have it to where it's not going past the bottom, so you could stand it up easily like this without problem. But it does show a little bit on the top. So you've got you can open up for some journaling spots, and you've got paper here for additional journaling spots. And here is where I just used the same duct tape, and it got twisted. Again, I got to figure out a way to do this kind of thing without it going horribly wrong and messing up the entire project. So this is the back. I almost put it on the spine, but I think I like the spine here because this way, with it having this bend in the spine, it's more likely to open and lay moderately flat while you're using it. So that's it. And the closure just wraps around, and you tie a bow or whichever knot you want to fasten it with. And I may Mod Podge over this just to get it a little bit more durability and stability, but I think it's probably pretty fine because even untying and tying it, there's not going to be a lot of stress, I don't think, on this, and it's got a good surface area covered with the duct tape, so I think it'll be okay. So this is part 2 of this particular journal.